So now we're going to look at repairing punctures on the roadside. So this is a clincher wheel with an inner tube. So if you're putting a new inner tube in, you'll be flat on the roadside. You're basically looking to put a new tube in. So you need an inner tube, tyre levers and a pump. To start by removing the tyre. If you go somewhere away from the valve, get a couple of levers in and prise it open like that. And once you've got about 4 inches there, you should be able to take it off really quickly. Take out the old tube. If you try and remember which way that's come out in case you can't find the hole. But for now, put that to one side and rub your fingers round and look for anything that may have caused the puncture. So it could be a thorn, could be a piece of glass, just be careful, but just look for anything that may have caused the puncture. And if you can't find anything, you can re-inflate this and look for where the air is coming out to try and relocate it. Because ideally you want to find what's caused it before you put your new tube in and potentially ruin your new tube as well. So say we find something, get it out the best you can by pushing it from the bottom, pulling it from the top, using your tyre levers to flick it out as best you can. And then you want to put in your new tube. So if you get rid of the caps, and it's best to put a small amount of air in these to start with. Just to give it some shape, tighten that off. And then start the valve, tuck as much in as you can, and then start putting this on at the valve. Work your way around. Get as much on as you can until you get to that stage. And then use a tyre lever very carefully, and it's best normally to try and just give the inner tube a bit of a poke to check it's on the inside so you don't trap it. I normally give it a bit of a poke up and gently do this. If it's really tight here, go to the other side of the wheel and take some pressure off by making sure it's not on the bead. So just give it a little squeeze on the other side and then it'll flick straight on. Just make sure you're not trapping the inner tube. If you do start to trap it, go back, manoeuvre it around. So now it's all on. Go back to the valve, push the valve up and push it back down to make sure the valve is inside of the bead. And there you go. Pump on and pump. That feels about okay. Just give it a visual check to make sure it's sitting evenly, it's sitting straight, which it is. Back on your bike, take everything home with you and you're good to go. With tubeless, obviously the sealant in there, so most small punctures will seal themselves. If you do have a flat on a tubeless, your options are something like this, which is a can of air and sealant, or if you can find a hole in it, putting in a bung, which is something like this. So first thing to do is look around to see if there's an obvious place that the hole is and that's causing the puncture. If there isn't one, I'd go straight for the canister, put it on and then put some new sealant in and it will seal it in one. If there is a hole, the chances are that hole is too big for the sealant to seal and you need to put a bung in. So if you have got a hole that looks like it's too big to seal, have a good look at it, and then you need to put one of these in. So this is a tubeless repair kit, and essentially it's a point and then a piece of material that goes in the hole and stays in the hole. So you find the hole and just stab it in. There you go, and then pull it out, and you're left with a bung with a bit of fabric there, and that bungs the hole. You can then use a pump if there's some air in there, or you can then use your canister. So using the canister now, up it goes. Keep feeling it. There you go. There we are, fixed. So if it's a little bit soft, you can use your hand pump to get it back up to pressure, but otherwise that will get you home. The bung solution is a get me home solution. So once you're home, you need to then get a new tyre installed on this, but it's rideable to get you back to base.